It was a bright afternoon in Palo Alto, California, when Elon Musk decided to take a break from his busy schedule. With Tesla and SpaceX both running at full speed, he often found himself buried in meetings. But today, he needed some fresh air and a chance to clear his mind. As he walked through the tech district, something unusual caught his attention. Sitting on the steps of a cafe, a young man was working intently on a small gadget. His clothes were simple, and his hands were covered in grease from what looked like hours of tinkering. The young man was so focused on his work that he didn't even notice Elon walking by. Curious, Elon stopped and took a moment to observe the young inventor. The gadget in his hands seemed like a mix of futuristic design and raw creativity. Elon's mind immediately started racing, wondering what this young man was building. The young man's name was Ethan. He had always been fascinated by technology, spending his childhood disassembling and rebuilding anything he could get his hands on. After dropping out of college, he dedicated himself fully to developing his own inventions, hoping to create something that would change the world. But life hadn't been easy for Ethan. Despite his passion and ideas, he struggled to get funding for his projects. Every time he pitched his designs to investors, they turned him down. He didn't have a degree from a prestigious university, and his inventions were often seen as too risky. He had poured everything into his latest project, but it was still unfinished and his savings were running low. Elon stood there, watching the young man. He saw something in Ethan afire that reminded him of his own early days, when others doubted him and his ideas. Elon knew how it felt to be on the edge of failure, but he also knew that some of the world's greatest inventions came from people who refused to give up. After a few moments, Elon approached Ethan and asked if he could take a closer look at the gadget. Ethan looked up, surprised, but handed it over without hesitation. Elon examined it carefully, his mind running through possibilities. It wasn't perfect, but it had potential. "You've got something here," Elon said, his voice serious but encouraging. "It's not quite there yet, but I think with a little more work, this could be big. Have you thought about scaling it?" Ethan, still in disbelief, could hardly believe that Elon Musk, someone he admired for years, was standing in front of him, talking about his invention. Elon smiled. "Tell you what, let's set up a meeting. I think I can help you get this off the ground." The next week, Ethan found himself sitting across from Elon Musk in one of Tesla's high-rise offices. Elon introduced him to a group of engineers, all eager to help refine the invention. They spent hours discussing ideas, testing different prototypes, and brainstorming ways to bring Ethan's vision to life. Elon didn't just offer financial backing. He gave Ethan something more important: guidance. He showed him how to think bigger, how to turn a small idea into something scalable and impactful. And most importantly, Elon showed him that failure wasn't something to fear, it was a part of the journey. Over the next few months, Ethan's invention started to take shape. With the support of Elon and the team at Tesla, it went from a small prototype to a product ready for the market. But it wasn't just about the invention, it was about the belief that Elon had instilled in him. The belief that his ideas mattered and could change the world. A year later, Ethan's invention was now being used by thousands of people, and his company had grown exponentially. He had gone from a young inventor struggling to make ends meet to a successful entrepreneur, with a team of engineers working under him. His product had even caught the attention of several major tech companies. One day, Ethan had the chance to meet Elon again. As they sat down to talk, Ethan looked at him with a mix of gratitude and awe. "You believed in me when no one else did," Ethan said. "You gave me the chance to do what I love and showed me what was possible. I can't thank you enough." Elon smiled, leaning back in his chair. "It's not about me, Ethan. It's about you and your ideas. All I did was remind you of what you were capable of. The rest is all you." Conclusion. Elon Musk's encounter with Ethan wasn't just a chance meeting, it was a turning point. By believing in Ethan's potential, Elon gave him the tools to turn his dreams into reality. But the story doesn't end here. As Ethan's invention continues to change the world, one question remains: what will he create next? And more importantly, who will be the next young inventor to catch Elon's eye? Stay tuned, because sometimes the most extraordinary stories begin with a single moment of belief.